For those who don't know me, my name is Mahogany, and this channel is for the girls. It's a place where you can come to get tips on becoming that girl, soft power, and a place where we can talk about real life issues that we're all going through every single day. This channel is for you. I'm going to share with you why establishing boundaries is a fundamental key to becoming that girl. Becoming that girl is such an intentional process. When you hear them talk about it, you hear them talking about changing your environment, changing your habits, and really being intentional about the work you put in. It requires us to take a look at our own lives and determine what in our lives do we not like and what do we need to change to really shift in your life in a direction where you can be happy. And yes, I agree, changing your environment and your habits for the right reasons could be the shift that you need in order for you to start becoming that girl. But one key thing that so many people miss when we're talking about becoming that girl is boundaries. And today we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about why establishing boundaries is such an important part to becoming that girl. Let's start with defining a boundary. What is a boundary? Surface level, everybody knows what a boundary is. Let me give you the easiest definition of what a boundary is. A boundary is a guideline to how you want to be treated and respected. It is that simple. Most people establish a boundary, it's usually because they felt disrespected or they didn't like how something played out. You do not need to be disrespected in order for you to set a boundary. You can set a boundary before any type of disrespect happens. If you never tied being disrespected to a boundary and treated it as exactly what it is, just a guideline to how you want to be treated and respected, setting a boundary wouldn't be as terrifying as most people make it seem. Why are boundaries so important? As individuals, we need to know that we all have different limits. Something that you may let slide, someone else may not, and vice versa. When you give someone a guideline to how you want to be treated, if they do not follow it, you have every right to say, I'd rather not be around you. You're telling them what you're requiring in whatever relationship you guys have. If they're not willing to follow it, you shouldn't want anything to do with them. Boundaries also allow you to have enough peace and space in your life to be able to extend yourself to someone else if you want. When you have healthy boundaries in place, you're not always overextending yourself. Your limit is your limit. You're not negotiating that with anybody else. On the days that you feel like you do need to overextend yourself, you'll have the capacity to do it because you haven't been overextending yourself for so long because you have boundaries in place. Overall, when you set a boundary, you're making sure that you're able to operate in a mentally and physically healthy environment. People also find setting boundaries very challenging because they feel guilty. The only reason you're feeling guilty for setting a boundary is because you think you're doing it at someone else's expense, which is not the case. You feel like you're letting them down. But the truth is, when you're setting a boundary, you're not doing it at someone else's expense. When you're not setting a boundary, you're doing it at your own expense. You're opening yourself up to you feeling disrespected, you feeling burnt out, and you feeling like you're overextending yourself. But if you're not able to put yourself first, your mental and physical health, how can you become that girl? You can't. Becoming that girl or becoming her requires you to be so intentional about the work you put into yourself. It is a season for you to solely focus on you, and that is nothing that you should feel guilty about. And how can you work on yourself if you do not have boundaries set, if you're constantly overextending yourself, feeling disrespected, not knowing your worth? When you lack boundaries, you waste your energy on the wrong people. You get stuck in cycles that will never benefit you, and you lose yourself trying to be everything for everyone else. You cannot confuse people pleasing with being a good person. And by you establishing boundaries will eliminate all of that. When you set boundaries, you will naturally weed out the people who don't mean you no good. The people who are around you for the wrong reasons. The people who are constantly taking from you but weren't able to give you anything back. The people who will watch you lose yourself in order to please them. Those are not the people you want around you. When you set boundaries, you'll become way more confident in yourself. Your environment, your habits, the people you have around you. It is literally a ripple effect for everything else in your life. You'll now have more time to focus on what you need to really step into the person that you want to be. You'll now have more mental clarity to really challenge yourself in ways that you've never been able to challenge yourself before. You will become the main character of your life, as it should be, especially during the transition period of your life of becoming that girl. Your main focus should be you. Everything that you do should be done with intention, with you and your future being the main focus. If you're someone who have never established boundaries, or it's something that frightens you or makes you feel uncomfortable, start small. You start with limiting your availability, responding a little slower, actually telling someone, let me think about it and I'll get back to you, instead of an instant yes. And you don't need to over explain yourself. A simple, I have no availability for that, or that doesn't work for me, is just fine. Also, pay attention to how you feel when you're around people. Your body will literally tell you if a boundary is needed. The moment you choose your peace, your standard, and your worth is the moment that you know that you're on the right path to becoming her. If you enjoyed this video, take a look at my shorts where I started a series for the women who. It's a series for the women who are going through different stages in life but may not know how they're feeling. That series is to let you know that you are not alone.